I'm your host, Logan23. You're joining me for the Academy, Chapter 8. You play as Professor Linden in this chapter. You pause in the doorway of Dr. Browning's office. She appears to be gazing at the piece of abstract art on the wall and stroking a smooth white stone in her hand. But you know what she's really doing. She's listening on a conversation between Peter and Charlie. Nosy cow. You feel your eyes squint into slits. All the sunlight and the cheery academic atmosphere in here sets my tooth on edge. At least I have the foresight to have my office built in the other section of the building with no direct sun. Browning's focus never leaves the painting, but she does acknowledge you. Professor Linden, have a seat. I want to talk about coal. Dr. Browning finally turns around to face you. Her voice is gentle, which also sets your teeth on edge. Dare I suggest you deal with him directly? As if you didn't know I already tried that. Even you must see he has been more inept than usual this semester, which is astonishing in light of last year's disaster. And you expect me to do what, exactly? Talk to him. We were promised a minimum of interference. And why would I talk to him on your behalf? These silly, silly games. Ah, well, it does take two to play a decent chess match. I'll remind her that we both benefit when Cole enforces the rules properly. Which he never does. It's your turn. I've approached him once already, with excellent results, for which you never thanked me. And I imagine you would want the playing field leveled for your precious Peter. He isn't my precious anything. He's just a good kid thrown into an impossible situation. You say that about all of them. At first. And why would I ever thank you? You only act in your own self-interest. Interest? Singular. I have but one interest. And right now he's discussing coal. Or we're discussing. You must be reminded of his function here. Your head is throbbing. Don't you have any blinds for these windows? I'm getting a headache. Browning is fighting a smirk. She's not above causing others pain, after all. Some of us prefer the light. I've had all I can take of the light today. Speak with Cole, or I'll be forced to make more drastic measures. Dr. Browning regards you for a moment. I'll speak with him. Soon. Or I will. You start for the door, her gaze shifts to the window. I know that look. Regret. One of my favorite weaknesses. You pause. Never one to waste an opportunity. Don't trouble yourself staring at the forest, Charlotte. James is never coming back. You leave her office with a satisfied smile. Your cell phone vibrates, reminding you of the next appointment. Anatoly Volsky, Anton's father. He sits in front of your desk like a tank in a $1,000 suit. You force a smile. I apologize for the wait. I was conferring with a colleague regarding your son. Anton Volsky nods curtly. He's a massive man who reeks of money. Money he has taken rather than earned. I like Russians, regardless of the era. They strive to dominate every environment, always, by stealing and extorting and enslaving. Ah, they are my kind of people. You will be happy to learn your son is excelling academically and socially. Anatolia waves away your words with a meaty, manicured hand. I'm not interested in a schoolwork or his playmates. Ah, the sound of a man still tied to his Soviet gangster roots. Music to my ears. No, of course not. He's allowed himself to look weak this summer. Anatoly's eyes boring you as if you are responsible for Anton's behavior. Before I give him more responsibility, I must be sure he's ready. I see. Anatoly is here with a request. He might surprise you if...
Anton never surprises, he only disappoints. But that does not concern you. I want your opinion about something else. I want to know.
Anatoly leans forward.
If he has learned to control his actions of others to his own advantage.
How to best answer that to my advantage. You pretend to be deep in thought as you examine your options. I decide to let him decide for himself. Then I will wash my hands of the whole matter. That way Anatoly can't hold me responsible for his son's failure. Good question. Anton possesses the basic qualities needed to manipulate others, and an understanding of various techniques. Anatoly gestures for you to continue. You move out of his line of vision and rub your fingers over the gray stone in your pocket. It's barely noticeable movement, but it renders Anatoly's brain unable to process time. It's a useful little trick, though limited. It works on an ally only in my office and for minutes at a time. You take advantage of the glazed look to gaze out of your office window. You can see Sophia across the way sitting on a cushioned windowsill in the library. 3 perfectly groomed girls sit with her, tossing her their hair and chatting happily. Anton approaches and they all fall silent. When the girls float away like well-trained staff, the stone gives you the ability to hear what comes next.
I thought you should know that was Peter guy is talking about you.
I heard, it's no big deal.
Oh, you're fine with him going around telling everyone you hooked up with your last night.
Shock electrifies Sophia's features. Bravo, Anton. Right for the jugular. Your father would be so proud.
I figured you wouldn't want that out there. I can deal with it for you.
No thanks, I'll handle it. Anton nods, you see his eyes soften with regret. Regret will drive him to make things right. Which is the last thing I need. Time to get him out of there. You shoot off a text. A second later, Anton's phone vibrates. He checks it. His face goes white.
My father is in Linden office. I've got to go.
He dashes off. You watch with amusement as Sophia's shock turns to anger. She pulls out her phone, muttering angrily about Peter Foster. Telling people you hooked up with me, really? Her friends flit back like a flock of birds, peckish with curiosity. In answer to their questioning look, Sophia shows them a photo on her phone. I just posted this to the tunnel. The girls gasp, shriek, and giggle. The volume is hard to hear, but it's a small price to pay for all the years of entertainment you've gotten from the general viciousness of teenage girls. Your gaze lingers on Sophia. She may have some potential after all. But she can't be left alone with Anton, not now. One word of encouragement from her could ruin everything. All my hard work to usher Anton along the correct path would vanish in the blink of a mascara eye. Return to where you stand, and Anatoly's eyes refocus. He still appears to be waiting for an answer to his question. That conversation will have to wait, I'm afraid. Anton is on his way. Anatoly frowns at the thought of his son. Disappointed fathers make my job so much easier. Anton opens the office door, revealing 2 huge Russian bodyguards posted outside.
Papa, что это?
Everything is fine. Speak English.
I cannot.
Shut it. I went with Linden's voice, and yeah, just shh. Let's refocus.
I cannot stay, Anton. We've seen the stock numbers.
Anton nods, his eyes flick over to you. You nod slightly.
Yes, I remember your promise. I want to be bigger part. It is not enough to want. You must earn it like I do. I know that.
Anatoly's narrows his eyes at the exhibit of attitude. Interesting. Anatoly will either dismiss the defiance or become enraged by it. One never knows.
Maybe so, maybe not. Lawyers did not come here today, I did. These lawyers, they tell me your behavior at the summit proves you're too young to run company, even a small one.
Not true. I want the chance to prove them wrong. It's the right answer, but Anton's earnestness is irritating.
Don't talk! Listen! Your reputation is greatest weapon, your most valuable possession. Perception is everything.
Anton squares his shoulders as if bracing for an argument. This can go off the rails quickly. I'd better step in and redirect Anatoly's attention. Anton is making great strides in visualizing and controlling the long-term game. Anton nods confidently, like the little turd he is, as if you were stretching the compliment. I have seen some evidence of a greater thoughtfulness. Anton rises to pace around your office. Anatoly. His eyes never leave his son.
These men you will do business with, they will seek out your every weakness. They will exploit them all, like your feelings for this girl.
Bear it, I swear it. Anatoly clearly doesn't believe that's true, and neither do I.
You must be ruthless in protecting your image.
I do enjoy the way Anatoly treats Anton as if he's an irreparable failure. The damage that inflicts will prove useful later on. Anatoly rests his huge, strong hand on his son's shoulder. He begins to squeeze. His eyes bore into the boy.
Debauchery must stop. The women, the drugs, the public photographs.
You feel Anton's pain, both physical and emotional. It's like a drug. A very good, all-consuming one.
It is done. Finished.
How much longer Anton will be able to mask this pain and keep his voice even? Anatoly's voice is cold.
Maybe so. Maybe not.
He releases his son's shoulder, pats Anton's arm, and what passes for affection in the Volsky family, and walks out of the office, slamming the door shut behind him. Anton stares at the door for a beat. Then he begins to rub his shoulder. You clear your throat. Think, Anton, think carefully.
I have to be careful, Professor. We are going to move on, Peter Foster, but...
You shrug. Anton's lack of courage is no surprise. What can I say? I can only guide them. They are responsible for their choices, and I'm not allowed to interfere. While they are on academic grounds.
I mean, I want to.
He gestures to the door through which his father recently departed.
I can't be a part of anything shady now.
The choice is yours, Anton, as always. He follows his father's footsteps and exits the office. He closes the door behind Anton and pauses. His choice really doesn't matter. The decision of his is a temporary delay. His need of guidance for my guidance will resurface soon enough. However, the shift means Anton is of no use to me at the moment. This requires me to recalibrate. I will wait and see what opportunities present themselves. After all, Anton is the only one pawn on my chessboard. Forgive me. I will be rewarded for my patience as usual. But he must be kept away from Sophia, whose hold on him is a threat to our long-range goals. Right now, the critical question is, who else might I employ to influence Peter? You lift the gray stone from your pocket and place it in your windowsill. The office shimmers around you. Chloe stands behind a mirror, beautifully dressed and coiffed. Several designer outfits are strewn about her room. She's recording herself with her phone. Ah, Chloe. Ever the performer, her greatest fears, her perfect moment will arrive, and no one will notice. So she records everything. She does not realize how dangerous that can be. But she will. At that moment, Chloe seems to be outlining a plan. You watch with great interest. First, I'll approach him wearing this. Chloe passes her phone camera lens over her entire body. Next, I'll find out his class schedule. I can figure out, with a growing sense of admiration, whom Chloe is planning to approach. Chloe signs onto the Academy website. She announces her logic to the camera with great importance. Men must always find you very busy at first, too busy to notice them. After all, anticipation sharpens the appetite. The first meeting should be under 5 minutes, always leaving them wanting more. Oh, Peter, you have no idea what's coming your way. Chloe applies mascara. She continues her lecture. It is also important to know your competition, so you can subtly, innocently draw his attention to her flaws. Then, they think they can have options. Men are much harder to control. She's certainly right about that. That means you may have to befriend a girl he shows interest in so you can discover her flaws. Chloe knows that her only competition ever is Sophia. Lucky me, I know Sophia very well, including everything she did back when she was fun. Things, I might add, she doesn't want anyone to know. Lest the facts tarnish her 14-carat reputation. Once I educate Peter on the finer points of Sophia's past, he won't be able to look her in the eye. Chloe smiles and blows a kiss to the camera before turning it off. The second the camera's off, her smile disappears. You retrieve the greystone and pocket it, just in case. When the door closes, another one opens. I'm more convinced than ever that Peter's strategic importance, which would make sense, given Dr. Browning's distress when she was taken. Now I know exactly how to proceed. Hope y'all did enjoy the video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down in the description below. Links to social media, our Discord, and a few links to support me and my content. It's greatly appreciated. And make sure to also hit that bell next to the subscription button so you'll receive notifications of when I do videos. Oh, it has been a long day, and I'm trying to power through the videos. Because, like, if in case you didn't know, I'm sick. So, I hope I'm doing alright. Let me know in the comment section below. I'm trying to power through this and get on to other content we desperately needed to, because I'm on a huge schedule that exceeds just chapters, and so far we're about 2 days behind, and I'm not happy with that one bit. Then tomorrow chapters comes out with the junior, and I don't know if there's anything else. And then we can focus back on content up until Wednesday, but like I said, I'm not really happy where we're at, and hopefully I can recover as quickly as possible, even though I'm taking twice the medical amount of stuff to get out of this. I gotta push her up. Without further ado, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.